three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grand Star Sports Network. And we welcome all of you to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. You're watching Smoky Mountain and Robbinsville softball action coming your way on this Monday afternoon in Graham County. A rematch from Robbinsville's season opener earlier this year. The Mustangs are in town on this beautiful Monday evening on the campus of Robbinsville High School. Fans, stay with us. We just want to let you know we're live. We're with you. This is the Graham Star Sports Network. I'm Kevin Hensley. I'll be bringing you today's game. We'll be stepping aside for just a moment. We'll be back with First Pitch. You're watching GrahamStarSports.com.
This is my job.
What is your job?
Taking pictures.
Oh, okay. We need somebody to keep the score.
And we welcome you back to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. You see at the plate, Abby Branning. That is the catcher for Smoky Mountain today. She'll be leading off. We're back. We're live. We're ready to go with First Pitch here on GrahamStarSports.com. They always say you can tell a lot about how a season's going to go by the way the team's first game of the year goes, obviously. Robbinsville scored 12 runs in the top of the first at Smoky Mountain in the season opener way back on March the 4th. So, needless to say, campaign got off to a great start. And Lady Knights are returning the favor, welcoming the Mustangs to town here in late April. And the first pitch from Memory Frapp is a strike. We are underway here in Graham County. And that pitch will be low in the dirt. 1-1 strike. On plate umpire today, Dan Moulton, a favorite of the area. We see him at a lot of our games, basketball and baseball/softball, as that one caught the plate inside corner. I think she hacked at it with a ball and 2 strikes on Miss Branning. She'll be followed by the shortstop, Caitlin Taquette, today. And batting in the 3-hole is center fielder Callie Winchester. Strike 3 called. Branning knew it, and she'll march back to the dugout. Frapp starts the game off with a strikeout. You can't beat that. Here in the top of the first. And here's Miss Taquette stepping up to the plate as we are with you this afternoon from Robbinsville High School. And it's our pleasure to be bringing you Lady Knights and Lady Mustangs softball action. Frapp looking sharp here in the early going. There's another pitch in there. 0-1 the count on Taquette. And that pitch will miss on the outside part of the plate. Evens the count. At 1-1, Taquette steps out, gets some dirt on the gloves to make sure she's got a good grip, and hacks at the next pitch she sees. But she hits it to University of Tennessee commit Zoe Schuler, and that's a quick 6-3 punch-out. 2 gone here in the top of the first.
Now batting the center fielder, Callie Winchester.
And with 2 gone, Callie Winchester will try to get something rallied for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs here in the top of the first.
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
Memory Frapp getting her orders from the dugout. Colby White calls the ball and strikes for Robbinsville. He'll call the pitches.
He'll raise his right hand. He does. That's the ball. He does nothing. He turns his own mind.
And pitch from Frapp will miss low and in. 1-1 strike. If the inning continues, the rest of the lineup looks like this for Smoky Mountain. It is first baseman Addie Mole batting in the cleanup hole. Batting fifth is second baseman Caitlin Helt. 6th hole today is occupied by Ellie Wantania. She's the DP for the Mustangs. strike in there on Winchester. Batting seventh is third baseman Eliza Balin. In the 8-hole, left fielder Zay Teague. And batting ninth is the pitcher Taz Jones. And of course, the flex is Kaylee Paris. Miss Wantanilla is batting for. She is occupying right field this afternoon. And that one goes completely under the glove of freshman backstop Draley Webster. Just fired directly into the ground from the word go. Don't let that fool you, though, fans. Memory Frapp is an ace, to say the very least. And strike three called. An easy top of the first for Frapp, and the Lady Knights will go to the bottom of the inning. No score here in Robbinsville. And welcome back, fans, to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. This is the leadoff hitter Zoe Schuler making her first trip to the plate today, and it's almost a guaranteed.
Leading out from bottom of the first inning for the Black Knights, shortstop Zoe Schuler.
PA announcer Rodney Nelson got ahead of me there. Sorry about that. Rodney's sitting over here to my right today. He is for sure a base runner, is what I was going to say a moment ago. You can almost bank on it anytime Miss Schuler steps into the batter's box. Robbinsville in a non-conference game today, but is really closing in on perhaps a 16th conference championship to add to that scoreboard that you see on the right side of your screen. I know you can't make out the numbers too well, so we'll go ahead and run it down for you. Robbinsville first won it in 1981 and sprinkled some championships throughout the 80s. The last one before this run of 6 consecutive titles came in 2001. So Robbinsville could actually capture its 16th conference championship this year after breaking a 16-year drought in titles. So there's your little fun fact for the day. And with players like Zoe Schuler in the lineup, I like their chances. Robbinsville is absolutely loaded from top to bottom this year, and Schuler just powders that one in the right field and almost, wow, how about that? Almost the super duper rare 9-3 putout, but it's going to be hard to get Schuler, even if you're in the infield with her. The sling from Kaylee Paris to Addie Mole was about 2 steps late. Schuler was there. And second baseman, sophomore Surrey Waddy steps into the batter's box for the Lady Knights here in the top, or I beg your pardon, the bottom of the first. First pitch is a pitch out as expected. Schuler scooches to second base. And not even a dispute out there. Schuler got there with the slide just to get that nice all-white uniform a little dirty. But she's in there nonetheless. Here's the pitch. And it will catch the outside part of the plate. So that's a ball and a strike now on Miss Waddy. You talk to this team, you cover them all year long like we do here at GrahamStarSports.com. And, of course, the Graham Star, the core product, hometown newspaper for Graham County since 1955. You see these girls progress as Waddy with a long pop-up to right field. It's going to drop. And Waddy's circling to second. Schuler is crossing the plate. Get him on, get him over, get him in. 1-0 Robbinsville here in the bottom of the first. And could we be heading towards a replay of that season opener, that 12-run top of the first? Looks like things are well in hand already for the Lady Knights. What I was saying a moment ago is you cover these teams for years. You see their ups and downs. You see their emotions. You see them grow as fantastic young men and women. Student athletes exemplified. Anyone that steps on the field for Graham County. and its athletics program here at Robbinsville High School. And this is one of those years as Waddy will go around third and come to the plate. I stand corrected. She will get stopped at third. That was a quick fielding job in the outfield by Callie Winchester. Sophie Roberts has them at the corners.
Now batting the pitcher.
And Memory Frapp will be introduced here in just a moment. I believe they're going to summon a courtesy runner.
The flex. Claire Barlow, number 7, is pitch running for the DP.
So Claire Barlow is the left fielder for Robbinsville. She is the flex today, meaning Sophie Roberts is batting for her, but not in the field. Instead, Miss Barlow's in the field. And as Katy Perry's Unstoppable continues to just blare out here, the state-of-the-art sound system, Frapp will step in, one of the 3 Robbinsville seniors, along with Schuler and Delaney Brooms. Really linchpins of this team, but we'll get to our point here, hopefully now. It seems like everything's finally coming together. Robbinsville's had a lot of near misses over the last few years. Western Regional Finals in 2019. Of course, that team long gone now. No one left over from that team anymore. Anyone that was has graduated. But this crop of girls that you see on the field now that are seniors moved in as freshmen the year after that. 2 years after that, excuse me. In the dirt. As Taz Jones is struggling when she does find the zone, the Lady Knights are just tattooing the ball all over the field today. But this could be it, fans. Robbinsville absolutely loading from top to bottom. I dare say even the reserves could start at any other program in this conference. Frapp rounds first and takes a little bit of a tumble. That's been kind of a... I hate to laugh at Miss Frapp. She's a wonderful young lady, but she gets an RBI single times 2 is 3-0 Robbinsville here in the bottom of the first. And as she rounded first, she just missed out on a chance at a double. Sydney Adams is going to be pinch running, or courtesy running, thank you, Rodney, for Miss Frapp, as she is the pitcher and has that option.
Now batting the third baseman, Presley Taylor.
And we always call this young lady one to watch. This is freshman Presley Kaler stepping into the batter's box. As the Schulers and the Frapps and the Brooms move out of the program, there is a talented freshman group that has moved up this year, and several of them getting to make an impact, like Kaler, Adams. Sydney Adams is a pinch runner. She's seen plenty of time in the field, as has Ella Atwell. Draylee Webster, another one. Ella McGuire has been a great pinch runner for this team. Strike one, and thrown down. Frapp with a nice slide into second base. Or, excuse me, Adams, I beg your pardon. So Adams will get the stolen base in relief.
No.
Well, fans, Robbinsville is 1/4 of the way to its run total from that first inning in the season opener. As Kaler lays off of that one, I believe the count is now 2 balls, no strikes on Presley Kaler, and it's 2-1, excuse me, okay. My apologies. And Kaler makes contact deep right center field. It ain't coming back. Oh my, Presley Kaler goes yard for the first time in her varsity career. A 2-run jack here in the bottom of the first. Robbinsville leads 5-0. Still nobody out.
Presley Taylor's first home run. First varsity home run.
And you hear it. It's official now, and that will bring out
Batting the first baseman, Naomi Taylor.
head coach Morgan Dillard to the circle to try and calm down Miss Jones and the infield and try and strategize on just how they're going to erase Robbinsville here in the bottom of the first, because it seems like The hits are just not going to stop coming. Wow, wow, wow. What a shot by Presley Kaler over the right center field fence. That ball just jumped off her bat. And you have to know Presley Kaler, wonderful young lady as she is, but very reserved. Don't get a whole lot of emotion out of her. And I'm not knocking her for that. She just is who she is. But you know that was special because she rounded the bag at first and knew it was out of here. You heard the cheers come up around the stadium. There's the pitch from Jones to Naomi Taylor. And it'll be way outside. Taylor at first base today. Another one of the main starting pitchers for Robbinsville. But you saw Kaler throw her arms up in the air. That was fun to see alone. Kaler's reaction to her first career home run, and I say well in line with what the reaction should be for such an achievement. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Smoky Mountain was set down in order in the top of this inning, and Robbinsville has not been set down yet. Taz Jones's pitch will break into Naomi Taylor. Count is 1-2 strikes. Here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We're still early here in Graham County. Taylor hits it to right field, and it's over the head of Paris. Taylor will stop at second. That'll be a single and an error, I believe, where the Mages scored a flat-out E9.
No, nobody's out.
It is an error. Paris should have had that ball, but just not having a bead on it. And up steps Robbinsville's right fielder, Liz Carpenter, junior for the Lady Knights. And that ball will catch the plate 0-1. Taylor still at second. And I'm going to say it again, fans. Still nobody out. A lot could happen. Carpenter whacks it to first base. Quick touch of the bag by Addie Mole. That is the first out of the bottom of the first. Taylor will stay at second base.
Now batting the pitcher, Draley Webster.
And here's freshman Draley Webster. She's hit a couple of long balls this year.
Hello, Draley.
Her first home run at the varsity level was against Copper Basin last month here at Judy Nichols Memorial Field. And it was about as great a one as you could ask for. She hit a grand slam. Well, that's something to build on, no doubt. And the ball will drop into the zone to Miss Webster. 1-2 strikes on Draley Webster here in the bottom of the first.
It was pay attention to the game, that's what it was. What was that? No, it was a strike.
A lot of chatter back here. Seems like Kaler's home run kind of woke the crowd up. How about the ground out? Webster will get an RBI. 6-0. Taylor scores on Webster's ground out. Will sacrifice ground out, never hurt anybody. 2 outs. Not a soul on, and it brings up center fielder Anna Williams, who has also homered this year. Boy, Robbinsville is just a homerific team this season. And again, so well-rounded. It's great to know that anyone that steps up to the plate Can hit one over the fence. That's huge for your pitchers and your team's confidence as well. Williams tries to bunt. She is ultra fast if she can get on the base path, but is bunted foul here in the bottom of the first. So the bottom three of the lineup here have been set down so far in order. Williams hoping to break that trend after the first six reached base. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-2 strikes on sophomore Anna Williams. Boy, what a huge bottom of the first. This has been 6 runs, including a 2-run bomb by Presley Kaler to get us where we're at the moment. And the pitch to Williams. Popped up near the second baseman. That will be reeled in by Helt. The 6-run inning comes to a close.
First baseman, Annie Mull.
And welcome back, fans, to Robbinsville High School. You're watching the Graham Star Sports Network, your exclusive home for Knights athletics all year long and beyond. Fans, we love to give this pitch because what we do here at Graham Star Sports is unique, to say the very least. Brokered a deal with Robbinsville High School a few years ago that a portion of the proceeds from every single purchase will go back to the program you bought a ticket to watch. So here on this pay-per-view access, if you bought a ticket to watch this game today, guess what? You are donating back to the Lady Knights softball program. We do that all year long for football, volleyball, baseball, basketball, the other 4 sports we broadcast here. And the only way to see it is to go to GrahamStarSports.com to purchase pay-per-view access. Addie Mole here in the top of the second as Smoky Mountain has got to get its bearings about it pretty quick if the Lady Mustangs want to reply to that 6-run bottom of the first. Only half the runs that came in the season opener came in this rematch for Robbinsville in its first inning, but still a lot of ball game left for sure. Memory Frapp getting her footing right here on the rubber. Got to make sure she does a little bit of landscaping out there. Can't have the holes buried too much. And Mole will smack it in a short pop-up to Zoe Schuler, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting the second baseman, Caitlin Hill.
And Caitlin Helt will try and make a difference. No hits yet for the Mustangs here in the top of the second inning. And that one catches the plate. 0-1 to count. Smoky Mountain is a 3A school in the North Carolina classification system. Ball's in the dirt. 1-1 the count on Caitlin Helt. The Mustangs compete in the famed Mountain 6 conference. Used to be the Mountain 7 until the realignment a couple of years ago. Now it's down to the Mountain 6. Smoky Mountain moved up from a 2A to 3A school in that reclassification, as did one of its big rivals about 15 miles down the road, Franklin. Also competing in that division is Brevard, East Henderson. And there's the punch out. Helt will sit down here in the second inning. 2 gone.
Now batting the D3, El Juanita.
And Ellie Juanita will step in. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Smoky Mountain is the result of consolidated schools in Jackson County. School came to be in 1988. Sylva Webster was the former name of the school, in case you're a history buff. School no longer in existence. And Smoky Mountain sits right in the heart of Silva, just about 5 miles before you reach Western Carolina University. And that ball misses.
1-2.
Low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Juanita. And now we'll run it to 2-2 now. Juanita's not biting at the breaking balls. See what Frapp comes up with here on 2-2. Well, it goes in the dirt. Or a fastball that just zipped away. Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Full count offering. And she lost her. Ball 4. I stand corrected. That was a hit batsman. I thought it was, but the way she took off, it didn't seem as such. So instead of a walk, it's a hit batsman either way.
And then the third baseman, Isala Balin. Nailed it. Hey, Adam, I ain't just a pretty face.
Isala Balin will step up now as the Mustangs have their first base runner, and she'll hack it to right field. And it will drop. As Carpenter reels it back in to Waddy, and Waddy to third base. Runners at the quarters now for Smoky Mountain here in the top of the second.
Now batting the left fielder, Zay Teague.
Zay Teague, the freshman for the Mustangs, stepping up. Chance to get some redemption back. We mentioned at the top of this inning, can the Mustangs respond? They're trying to. That 6-run bottom of the first. Strike is in there, 0-1 from Memory Frapp. And a ball misses. 1-1 now to Teague. Swing and a miss to Xana Jones, or as we called her just a moment ago, Taz Jones for short, is in the on-deck circle if the inning continues for Smoky Mountain here in the top of the second. And that pitch is outside, zipped away. Perhaps trying to keep the ice water in her veins here with a little bit of a perilous predicament going on. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Frapp seems to get ahead and then is chucking some pitches that either Smoky Mountain is just laying off of or they're missing. It's been a nice mixture of both. And that's ball 4. The Mustangs have the bases loaded. Pitcher Taz Jones wants to help her own cause. And head coach Billy Knight, no surprise, is going to pop out onto the field to try and calm down his pitcher, as the Mustangs will jog over to first base to have a conference of their own. A strategy session taking place on the field on both sides of the ball right now. Seems like everything is in order. And pitch will swung on and missed 0-1. It goes to the backstop. None of the runners moved on that. So Webster didn't have to move too fast to go get it. Could have been a pass ball and a run if the Mustangs had been on the go. And good frame job by Webster to catch that one on the outside part of the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And they won't be able to prevent the run from scoring. There is the pass ball. And the Mustangs are on the board at 6-1. Abby Branning, the catcher, is going to try and continue the trend.
Credited with a strikeout, wild pitch.
Is a wild pitch, not a fastball.
The catcher, Abby Branning.
We do have a courtesy runner over at first base, but I can't make out her jersey number from our angle. I apologize. Well, she's got her body turned right now. I just can't see it.
You got a runner, Mr.
When we figure out who it is, we'll let you know. So we're going to miss 0-1. Got it now. The courtesy runner is Kaylee Marr, senior for Smoky Mountain. 0-2 the count now to
Kaylee Marr, courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Abby Branning. Still bases chocked full of Mustangs. Swing and a miss. She's down on 3, and that will leave them loaded. The Mustangs, however, get one across. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. 6-1, Robbinsville. Welcome back, everyone, to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. It's the bottom of the second, and Smoky Mountain managed to get one reply back, not 6, so Robbinsville still holds a commanding lead.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Black Knights. Shortstop, Zoe Schuler.
And we've already had a pitching change, as a matter of fact, here in this ball game. Ellie Juanita has been summoned to the circle after 1 inning of work is logged by Tizana Jones. Jones lasted just 1 inning. And that pitch will be a ball 0-1 as Robbinsville's already back to the top of its lineup card. Zoe Schuler is going to be the first batter to greet Miss Juanita. And that's not spelled the way you probably would imagine it is. That is Wahnetah. Native American name, I'm sure. Schuler knows about that. She's a member of the Eastern Band. Donald likes to tell us a member of the long hair clan. Did you see her super long red hair trailing down her back? And she'll be trading in for more of that tint when she goes to Tennessee. For reasons like that right there, it's way out of here. Zoe Schuler launches yet another home run into the stratosphere. I think that cleared the walkway and maybe even made it over to the other field on the other side of the walking trail. Boy, what a special athlete.
Schuler 6 home run this year.
That is home run number 6
That brings
for
the
Zoe
first
Schuler.
second baseman, Sir Robbinsville.
Leadoff dinger will make it 7-1 on the Gramstar Sports Network. Scoreboard went one too far ahead, so it is 7-1. First pitch to Waddy will be in the dirt.
There you go. Keep going. There you go. There you go. Stop at 7. Very good. What's your name? Kagan. Talking to you when you're.
And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike now. Hearing some whispers over here to our right. The one and only Kagan Buchanan has taken over scoreboard duties. Part of that super stout middle school team that is undefeated at the moment. Fly ball to right field. It is over the head of Miss Paris, and Waddy will get a double. Surrey Waddy breaks open the Jets and gets a 2-bagger. Here is Sophie Roberts. Roberts a newcomer this year and has just slid right in, and seems like she's been with Robbinsville for years. She is last played at Andrews, moved over here in the off season. Excuse me, Waddy is second. And again, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Roberts pops it up. And a catch made by Winchester in center field. Waddy will stay put. 1 down.
Now batting the pitcher, Mary Pratt.
Well, fans, I apologize. That is not Callie Winchester in center field because Callie Winchester is behind the plate. So I stand corrected on that. I think that's Abby Branding out in center field now. Bringing in the DP as your pitcher. That really led to a lot of changes by Morgan Dillard to this Smoky Mountain defense and offense, of course. Strike in there to Memory Frapp. Way things are going for the Lady Knights right now. Looking at a high seed in the playoffs. I'm sure they'll be here for all the Robbinsville fans to enjoy throughout the most of the playoffs. I think the Western Regionals are even home again this year, so that's nice. The championship series for the state title is always played at a neutral site. I believe, if I heard correctly, there was an announcement the other day that the state championship series this year for softball will be held at either UNC Greensboro or NC State. And Frapp smacks it to center field and will advance to second base on the fielding error. Here's Presley Kaler. Sydney Adams back out to run again for Frapp.
Sydney Adams, courtesy runner at second base for Pratt. Now batting the third baseman, Presley Kaler.
Well, Kaler has found her home run swing today, first one of her varsity career. Let's see if she can do it again here in the bottom of the second. It is 7-1. A little behind on updating the scoreboard there. We apologize. And it is outside to Miss Kaler. Want to know the count. And that ball's going to get away from Winchester to the backstop. Nobody moves up a base. However, Adams stays put at second. Waddy at third. Another great eye by Keller to lay off of that one on the outside part of the plate. Base is open. They maybe want to pitch around her. And they did a fine job of it if that was their initiative. 4-pitch walk to Presley Kaler.
Now batting the first baseman, Naomi Taylor.
Taylor will come up with the bases loaded. Taylor with 3 home runs on the season. All 3 of them hit just about 5 miles away from Smoky Mountain High School at Western back on April the 10th. Robbinsville defeating A.C. Reynolds, a 4A school out of Asheville. Final score there was 7-1. Taylor, with her 3 home runs, including a 3-run homer the first time around, in that game finished with 5 of those runs. Credit to her. As far as RBIs go, here's the pitch. It will catch the zone. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, big cut. Taylor was going for number 4. Waddy at third, Sydney Adams at second base, and Presley Kaler at first here in the bottom of the second. And a ground ball will make it through. Be an RBI single. Everyone moves up 1 base apiece. Waddy finally comes home. She's been on the base path a while. It's 8-1 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. And it's like we already got a pinch hitter that's going to be coming out here. I believe that's Ella Atwell. It is another one of those freshmen we mentioned.
Number 5, Ella Atwell.
Atwell wears number 5 and matched her jersey number in hits way back on April the 8th at Young Harris College against Copper Basin. It was Atwell's her first varsity start, and she went 5 for 5 that night at the plate. See if she can build off that momentum here from the game 2 weeks ago. And Juanita thought about firing that ball and didn't do so. Changed her mind. Here's the pitch. First pitch to Atwell is fouled off. Drops off the back of the net. Count is 0-1 to Ella Atwell here in the bottom of the second. So glad you've joined us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Once again, our privilege to be bringing you Robbinsville Athletics, and today it's softball on the menu. Seems like it'll be no time. It will be volleyball and football taking over the tubes. That's only about 3.5 months away. Cycle just temporarily slows down. Atwell with a pinch hit. RBI. Boy, you just can't stop Robbinsville today. That brings home her classmate Sydney Adams. 9-1 Lady Knights. And Billy Knight will approach the plate again with another pinch hitter. That is maybe a courtesy runner. I'm not sure. Draylee Webster is standing with Mr. Knight. I think are they letting her bat? I'm not sure what the change was. So Ella Atwell was pinch hitting for Liz Carpenter. Gets the pinch hit RBI. Carpenter re-enters the game, which is allowed.
Let's go, Draley.
So Carpenter's at first base now. Draley Webster will step in.
Took 4 hits to do it. We got it. They're just
They're peppered all over the base path. Once again for Robbinsville. Mustangs 5-7 this year. So they're no slouches, just Robbinsville is just so talented. They're a tough out. Pitch misses to Draley Webster. And that one's in the left-hand batter's box. Webster will be followed by Anna Williams, and look out, Zoe Schuler, who homered to begin this inning, is potentially going to get another at-bat in this inning in just a moment if they get a chance to bat around. Webster swings and misses. So at least they're hacking, trying to put the ball in play, trying to either cash in or speed this one up. Sizable lead already for Robbinsville. It's an 8-run advantage at the moment. Webster fouls that one down the left field line.
Still up after 5 innings, 5-1.
And here's the pitch. Webster draws the walk. Nicely done. Another RBI for Draley Webster. Bases loaded walk. Kaler jogs home.
We got courtesy runner at first base, number 20, Ella McGuire.
So they've sent Ella McGuire out to run for Webster this time around instead of Claire Barlow. Pinch runner, I should say.
After 5 complete innings, the baseball game in Hayesville 5, Robbinsville 1.
And we're hearing some updates. Or excuse me, Webster's the catcher, I beg your pardon. So 10-1 lead, and with the catcher, it is a courtesy runner, excuse me, and that is why Ella McGuire is at first base. Williams at the plate. Just heard a baseball update from Clay County by our PA announcer. And it's not good. Robbinsville is trying to battle for its first ever Smoky Mountain Conference championship in baseball. That's hard to believe, but it is something we've had to confirm over the last few weeks. Hayesville, the top dog in the conference. Robbinsville, with that one loss to Swain County, still stinging them at the moment. Grounded down the third base line. Scoring is Taylor. And the Knights just continue to pour it on. It's already a 10-run lead. 11-1 the score. And you're not going to be able to walk Zoe Schuler, even though I'm sure they'd want to. After she hit that moonshot to begin this inning, here she is back at the plate. Anna Williams gets an RBI.
Now batting the shortstop, Zoe Schuler.
6 runs in the bottom of the first for Robbinsville, and 5 here in the bottom of the second thus far. Robbinsville baseball hosting Hayesville on Friday of this week after making a trip to Clay County. But the win, a win today for Hayesville, I'll get it out right in a moment, would in fact clinch the conference championship with that one loss that Robbinsville has on its record in the division. Schuler pops out. I think everyone in Silva probably breathed a sigh of relief over that. Surrey Waddy will try to continue the damage here on GramstarSports.com. She's already doubled today. See what else she can do. Pitch is in there. Or excuse me, not in there. Wow, I thought they called that a strike. My apologies. Another ball issued to Miss Waddy. Counts 2-0. And we didn't really say a whole lot about this, but they are celebrating Waddy's birthday in the outfield after the game. Waddy now has reached Sweet 16 as she hacks a ball that will get through. Scoring is Liz Carpenter, and Ella McGuire comes home as well. Williams stops at third. Waddy at second.
Now batting the DP, Sophie Roberts.
And that score on your screen is not inaccurate. It is 13-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Robbinsville has already surpassed its bottom of the first tally. 7 runs in this inning. This game will be over quick if this keeps up. Roberts takes strike one on the outside corner. Roberts hit a home run at Smoky Mountain in the season debut this year and has hacked several over the fence since. Makes contact there. And throw across will erase her. 7-run inning, and Robbinsville now leads 13-1. Welcome back, everyone, to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. It's the top of the third. And don't adjust your sets. That score is spot on. It's 13-1. Advantage Lady Knights. Caitlin Taquette will lead off for the Mustangs, who have got to get to swinging the bat heavy and quick. Frapp continues her work in the circle. First pitch. Taquette gets a hit. That's the leadoff single for Taquette here in the top of the third.
Now batting the center fielder, Callie Winchester.
And Winchester, who's now the backstop. Taquette with a good look at first base. She's a travel player. We were talking about Surrey Waddy's birthday a moment ago. They're pretty good friends from the travel ball circuit. Snap throw back to first by Webster. Not a bad idea. But Taquette gets back in time. So in case you're wondering at home, with this lopsided lead, here's a pitch from Frapp. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Winchester, comes up empty. In the state of North Carolina, the mercy rule, if you'll have it, the run rule, the early endings, whatever misnomer you want to put on it, 15 runs after 4 innings complete. So in other words, if Robbinsville can stretch this lead out 3 more runs and hold Smoky Mountain firm and erase them in the 4th, we're going to the house very, very early today. It is 15 after 4, 10 after 5. Used to be 8 after 6, but I think that rule's been thrown out the window. Strike 3 called. Winchester strikes out and jogs back to the dugout, high-fiving Abby Mull along the way. Taquette is at first with her leadoff single still in the books here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Hoping to make it on around to the dish. Mull steps out, back into the box. Ray Frapp still dealing away. Another fire back to first base. Webster keeping Miss Taquette honest. Pitch is in there. Mole takes it. Robbinsville will be in a series with Hayesville on the softball diamond tomorrow.
First base.
And that'll be grounded to Kaler. She throws it to second base to get to quit. That's going to do it. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Robbinsville still ahead 13-1.
Memory trap.
Back live, and we'll make a quick correction. That was actually a double play. Kind of cut away a little quick there. Welcome you back to Judy Nichols Memorial Field, live for Smoky Mountain and Robbinsville softball here on this beautiful Monday afternoon. As we were talking about right before the break, Hayesville, Robbinsville softball will be the series this week for the Lady Knights in the division. Hayesville will be here tomorrow. I beg your pardon, Robbinsville goes to Hayesville tomorrow. Boy, I can't keep my schedule straight. Too much going on. And Hayesville will be back in town on Friday. We will be broadcasting the baseball game. Memory Frapp back on base again. That is her third time reaching the bag today. Here's Presley Kaler. Got to find out sometime what Kaler draws in the dirt. Adams back out. No, I beg your pardon. Delaney Broom's out. Well, hey, it doesn't have to be the same courtesy runner. How about senior Delaney Brooms getting into the game? Good to see her out today.
Now having the third baseman, Presley Gaylor.
Next week is a makeup game with Hiawassee Dam for Robbinsville softball, followed by the series with Murphy to wrap up the regular season. Playoffs begin in just 2 weeks and a day. That's hard to believe. Kaler's first pitch, she will fly out to left field. Nope, she did not make the play. Try it again. Long, strike one. Brooms at first. Kaler straightens it out, as they say, big dog to center field. Branning there to make the play. And that is out number one. Here is Naomi Taylor.
Naomi Taylor.
Pitch will miss. Away, low. Ball one. To let you guys know, a quick programming update. The way the Robbinsville baseball season is going, they've not actually made the playoffs since 2011. So if that does happen this year, and the way things are going, they'll be in, then we'll be traveling with the Black Knights wherever they may be for the first round and maybe even beyond. If it goes beyond that, and we hope it does, obviously. Robbinsville softball will be playing here at home. I have no doubt about that in my mind. We'll have to try to juggle alternate streams because we don't want to miss more than one game, but whoever Robbinsville's first round opponent is for softball, good luck and Godspeed. Taylor takes time and steps out. Back in there now. Inner stance. Here's the pitch. Whacked through for another Robbinsville hit. Boy, the Knights are just teeing off today against Smoky Mountain. Here is Liz Carpenter to try and keep it up.
Now that is the right fielder, Liz Carpenter.
Brooms at second, Taylor at first. And only one out in the inning. Carpenter fouls the first one back behind us. Since the foul ball today, not many have left the ballpark. That one did. Someday we'll do our much discussed idea for a tour of the grounds, so to speak, here at Robbinsville High School. And we'll show you the perimeter of this field so you can see what lies behind the fence and behind us, where we never get to show much, but we could probably spin to the wind, so to speak, and if it's carrying the right way, it'll hit the creek that runs around the perimeter of this campus and this field. As the Smoky in center field is for that huge Waddy birthday celebration that's coming up post-game. Stephen Waddy out there grilling hamburgers and hot dogs. Rumor has it Sari's mother, has made a cake. Sydney Adams will now bat for Draley Webster.
For Webster, number 9, Sydney Adams.
Sydney Adams will get a chance here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded once again for Robbinsville. This is one of those games where everyone's getting a crack at the plate.
Come, Sid. Get gap.
Late Night's up by 12 here on GramstarSports.com. We're glad you're with us wherever you may be tuned in. First pitch Adams sees is popped up. Disappears. Adams back to the plate now. Quick dusting. No need to break out the Dirt Devil. Got it cleaned off. We'll try it again. 0-1. Lays off a one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That straightened it out. But the catch made in left field by Zay Teague. Everyone returns to their base. 2 gone for Anna Williams.
Now batting center fielder Anna Williams.
Williams fouls the first one off, 0-1. Needless to say, Robbinsville in full control of things at the moment. Pokes it down the left field line, and a quick play over at third base by Balin will do him in. Knights leave them loaded. Welcome back, everyone, to Robbinsville High School. You're watching the Gramstar Sports Network. 13-1 in favor of the Lady Knights. Hard to believe that we are just about 5 weeks away from this 2023-24 sports season / school year wrapping up. Graduation May 31st, baccalaureate service May 29th. Both those events will be held at Big Oak Stadium. They do plan to have temporary bleachers back in as they try to continue to figure out the seating ordeal. Started last year with the bleacher demolition over the summer. Bleachers had been installed in 1981, so they had more than served their purpose over the 42 years that had followed. Imagine how many fans had sat on those stands and stomped and clapped and cheered, and strike three called, and the throw to first will be the punch out. That's out number one.
Now batting the DP, L. Juanita.
And it'll be Zoe Schuler, Memory Frapp, and Delaney Brooms walking across the stage this year. And we will bid them adieu from this softball program. That was Helt that struck out. And now the pitcher, Juanita, will go up and hack. Smoky Mountain will take whatever it can get right now on the Graham Star Sports Network. Swing and a miss. Fly ball, center field. Williams moves 2 steps to her right and reels it in. 2 outs.
Now batting the third baseman, Isla Balin.
Smoky Mountain started the season 0-4 after falling to Cherokee and Robbinsville. They lost conference games to Franklin and Pisgah. Finally got in the win column against North Henderson on March the 13th. And picked up wins over Hayesville, East Henderson, Tuscola, and North Henderson to get to the 5-win mark. The 12-run top of the first that we keep talking about for March 4th, Robbinsville won that game 14-2, so they quietened their bats down. I think they said all they needed to say in that opening frame in Silva. Actually, if we want to get technical, it's in Webster where they play softball. Still Jackson County, either way. Sean Blanton Memorial Park. That you just heard was the ball smacking off the tin roof of our grandstand here behind the plate, press area. And for the fans to get here early, some prime seating because you got fold-out chairs, a couple of rows of them. Beautiful setup, and quite frankly, you don't have to worry about sitting in the sun or the rain or anything of the sort. Just have to deal with the chilliness. Frapp is pitching a beauty. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 13-1 Robbinsville.
Shortstop, Zoe Schuler.
And we are back, and it is the bottom of the 4th, and for the 3rd time today, Zoe Schuler is going to lead off an inning. Robbinsville up by 12 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. 3 more, and we can go home and start cooking dinner. I don't think Rodney Nelson would argue with that too much. He is, like me, a purveyor of everything culinary. And Schuler will smack that one into the outfield. No surprise there. A leadoff hit for Zoe Michael Schuler. Throw comes in at home, and Schuler's not even going to try any chicanery. Waddy up. Schuler on. I'm sure Schuler in here shortly. Here on GrahamStarSports.com. Popped up. Center field. And the ball drops. They can't make the play. Schuler stops at third. Waddy at first. About to call that a hit.
Ronnie singles to right.
They will call it a single.
The DP, Smoky, Roberts.
Blooper if you'll have it, but it got in the record books as a hit. It doesn't matter what it took or how it looked off the bat. It's a hit. Roberts will come up with runners at the corners. And once again, not a soul out. Robbinsville already threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. 6 runs in the bottom of the first, 7 in the bottom of the second. Oddly enough, none in the bottom of the third. Did leave the bases loaded. So it wasn't for a lack of effort. Ball to Sophie Roberts. When you're Smoky Mountain, it's hard to contend with the likes of Memory Frapp. 4 innings of work thus far. Swinging a miss by Roberts at one that was breaking down. Frapp's only surrendered 2 hits today. And the only run of the game that has been scored by Smoky Mountain was unearned. She's issued 1 free pass, 8 strikeouts. And she is rapidly closing in on the Lady Knights' all-time strikeout record. Fly ball to right field. And it will disappear in foul territory. Roberts claps her hands. She knows she gets to go back and try it again here on the Graham Star Sports Network. By the way, we failed to mention that Tizana Jones is back inside the circle. Another one of the unusual differences between baseball and softball. The pitchers can re-enter after leaving a game. It's kind of an odd rule, but they can. You'd think once they're done, like it would be in baseball, but that's not the case. You can plug them back in there anytime you need to. I do think, however, with Juanita being the DP, that she can no longer play in the game. I'll have to check that. I think that may have disqualified her now that she's, and that's not even a good word for it, but I think she's just ineligible. There's the better word for it. Roberts will ground out. Sheeler will come home anyhow. RBI ground out for Sophie Roberts, 14-1. And it doesn't get any easier. Memory Frapp will make her first plate appearance.
Roberts credited with an RBI. Now batting the pitcher, Memory Frapp. Come on, man.
Foul ball by Frapp. Looking over Smoky Mountain's schedule this year, mentioned that they started the year 0-4. That final loss before getting into the win column was to Pisgah, 7-1 loss in Canton on March 12th. First pitch to Frapp is in the dirt. 1-1 the count. The rematch took place on April 4th. Pisgah won 20-1 in the rematch after a 7-1 win in Canton. They came to Smoky Mountain and won 20-1. Holy tamale. And that'll be a wild pitch to allow base runner to move up. Waddy to third. Sheeler has scored. We have 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And that one broke inside. Frapp had to move out of the way of it, and it was still called a strike. Robbinsville needs 2 for an early ending today. Good problem to have when you know your offense can pour on enough runs. It can have its disadvantages, though. Able to get some people back in there. Sometimes the quality of opponent not the greatest. Smoky Mountain not an easy out. Again, just Robbinsville stout. Frap draws. I believe that was a hit by pitch. She's on base for the 4th time today, and they may just leave her out there. Nope. Billy Knight will be coming in to ask for a courtesy runner.
15, Olivia Lewis, courtesy runner for Frapp at first.
Here comes Olivia Lewis just to get her in the game. Lewis, a junior. Absolutely a wonderful, brilliant young lady. Fun to have around. Keeps the team loose for sure. Great attitude. Another one of those that could start on any team in the conference if she was at another school. Anyone in that dugout could, quite frankly. Robbinsville has 15 of the most talented softball players in Western North Carolina in uniform. And if you're Billy Knight and Joanne Knight, and of course the rest of the coaching staff, Michael Schuler, Colby White, Roddy Nelson is part of that crew. Jeff Knight, statistician. Brian Petey Millsaps helps out as well. You want all the talent you can get. Talent breeds championships. Robbinsville's got 15 of them in the division. They've never won the West, and therefore have never won the state. Like to change that this year. Strike issued to Presley Kaler by Taz Jones. Lewis at first. Wattie's still at third, by the way. And a grounder. That'll bring her home. Lewis to second. As Tequette couldn't handle it. Lewis is in score position. It'll be an error. And Waddy will pick up the bat and high-five Naomi Taylor in what is now a 15-1 ball game.
Now batting the first baseman, Naomi Taylor.
First pitch fouled away, 0-1. No end in sight, except for the fact that Robbinsville can score only one more run. I mean to say no end in sight for Smoky Mountain being able to stop that from happening. It's almost inevitable at this point. Boy, that one got away. Good stop by Winchester. Who did remain behind the plate despite starting in center field and switching when the pitchers switched in the second. She's still back there catching balls and strikes. And time called as Quett comes in. I misspoke a moment ago. That was Caitlin Health that had the error to Quett's over at shortstop. Both of them named Caitlin, so give me a break there a little bit. Outside, 3-1 to Naomi Taylor. Strike catches the plate, and that will run it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Taylor very patient, has the mechanics down pat. Boy, she has come such a long way since transferring from Cherokee herself 2 years ago. Popped up foul. It will leave the field here at Judy Nichols Memorial Field. Taylor battles on, full count here in the bottom of the 4th.
Thanks, buddy.
And that one almost caught her. And I believe it did catch her. Okay, so tipped the hat, the helmet. And surprise, surprise, bases loaded again for Robbinsville. Liz Carpenter can change all that and get us home in time for lasagna here in the bottom of the fourth. Oh, I'm just making up dishes. Figured if I talked about it enough, Roddy Nelson's mouth will start watering over here to my right. Sure, Carolyn will have him a nice spread when he gets home as far as dinner goes. Here's the pitch. Carpenter swings over top of it, hammers it through, run scores. Olivia Lewis scores the final run, and we'll go to the house. How about that? Robbinsville comes out swinging and never lets up. A home run for Presley Kaler, a home run for Zoe Schuler. 16 total runs for Robbinsville on 16 hits today, and they sweep the season series with the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. Thank you for joining us here on GramstarSports.com. I'm Kevin Hensley, wishing all of you a great rest of your week. Phillips 3. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Gramstar Sports Network.